Hello guys and welcome. Today I have some new products to test out with you guys, mainly the Tower 28 blushes. I have all 6 shades right here. I kind of walked by these a couple times before I decided to pick them up. And the formula and the texture looked so interesting, and it's supposed to be the setting powder blush kind of combo. So I thought, you know what, let me do a video on these because I think they're going to be great. I actually have so many new products, but I've decided to kind of split the video and focus on the blushes and on an eyeshadow. Oh, this Prada new eyeshadow. This is in the shade 09 Primula. This is the deepest one out of the 3 shades that they came out with. And yeah, I'm curious about this. I want to test it out. And I also have this new lip oil from Gisou. This is one of my favorite, like, kind of lip gloss oily formula. So I'm excited to try that out. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But I have so many other new products. Some were sent to me, some I picked up that I'm going to have to do another video on those. So let's get started. If you enjoy these videos, make sure you are subscribed. And you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I actually want to do a lot more videos on TikTok. I just feel like it's less pressure, more relaxed. And anyway, let's start with this oil. I have the watermelon, the cherry one, the sparkly one. I have a few of these and I love them. And I saw this color, and this also has sparkles in it. It's really pretty sheer. I was expecting this to be sheer, but these usually, look at that, give such a beautiful kind of shine to the lips. So let's try it on. I do have a liner. Ooh, I love that. Are the sparkles a little pink? No, I think they're gold. This one seems less slippery or oily than the other ones, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That is so sparkly and glossy. It's beautiful. The lip liner that I was wearing is the taupe from Refi. They redid their kind of lip sculpt. They used to have the sealer on the other side, so they reformulated. I feel like most people didn't like these. I absolutely love them because they stayed forever. That is the gloss, and I think it's beautiful. I'm excited to have it in my collection. Moving on to the eyeshadow. Oh, here it is. This is the new Prada Dimensions in 09. The only other Prada eyeshadow that I have is just their purple. I think it's just 01. And they came out with 3 more brownie colors, and I picked up the deepest one because I thought it was the most interesting one. In person, it looks very dark, but I think I will be able to make it work. Let's swatch it. This color right here was interesting because it's like a duochrome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to use these. I don't have to go full force with it, but those are the colors. Absolutely beautiful. I love this formula. And maybe during the sale, I may pick up the middle one. I think the lightest one looks very light. I'll have to see it in store, but let's put this on. I'm going to try to be quick with this because I want to test out all the colors from Tower 28. So this is just kind of a little bit of a bonus product. So I'm taking the lightest shade right here. I kind of wish the lightest shade was in the middle and the deepest one was there, but oh well. I know this is not intended necessarily for my skin tone, so I think if you have deeper skin tone, you actually probably really appreciate this layout. I just love the formula of these. They're pigmented but very blendable. So pretty. Taking the same shade and going under here. Wow, the kids are full on screaming outside. They're playing, but I'm glad it's finally nice outside. So I'm actually glad to hear all that. That means they're having fun. Next, let's take this middle shade and I'm gonna add it on the outer corner. I'm trying to not go super smoky. I may not have a choice actually with this color here, but because I'm doing so many blush swatches, I'm trying to keep this a little bit more basic. Oh, that's so pretty. I knew I would love this color, even if it's too dark. I can work with dark colors. I'm just gentle with it. That color blended in so nicely. This is why I like the Prada shadows. It's because they're so easy to work with. I like the tones as well. Super pretty. And then I'm taking the darkest shade and I'm gonna give some depth to the eye. Again, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just curious of how these colors look. You can absolutely go so smoky with this color story, but I feel like I can still make it wearable. You don't need to use the shiny one. So I feel like overall it will be a daily wearable palette for me. Now it's so soft, so beautiful. I am loving this. Now let's take this color. This may ruin the look for me today. I think it's stunning. I think this is where the palette shines, but what I mean is that keeping it neutral for the blushes, this is probably going to take it over a little bit, but I love this so much. Oh, that is beautiful. I love these kinds of shades. I can't remember where I left off because I realized it was my daughter who's actually screaming in front of the house. They're just having fun. So I was like, let me go ask her to be a little bit more quiet while I record. Anyway, this is absolutely stunning. Reminds me of a Pat McGrath palette, but so much more elegant. I do feel like I need something lighter in the inner corner, so I'm just taking a highlighter because that palette really has no light colors. And I think this will make it look so good. Let me put a little bit here. Oh, the mascara that I've been loving. I have to talk about it. This right here is the new Kulfi Mascara, and I know it's out now. It is one of the best mascaras that I've tried. It is so voluminous. It is also tubing, so it just kind of like comes off. It does not smudge on me. I am so excited. I have had it for quite a bit because they sent it over, I want to say over a month ago. And I can't put it down. It's the only mascara I've been wearing. I will curl my lashes. I always curl my lashes. So let me show you. I'm just gonna apply on one eye first. The end also has some spikes, but they're not painful. I've had mascaras that have these spikes throughout, but they're just too painful for me. This does not have that. And, that's just a couple swipes with this. It is so, so good. I personally love tubing mascaras. It's one of the only styles of mascara that does not smudge on me, which is great, or flake. And I kind of learned to like the end because I can go over and brush the lashes. So, okay, that is one layer. I barely did any work. You kind of saw I'm not going to cut any of it out. Yeah, that is so nice. I do 2 coats. I found that if I do more than 2 coats, it can get a little clumpy just because it's tubing mascara, but I don't think anybody needs more than 2 coats with this. And if it does get a little clumpy, you can easily separate it with just one of these. This is from Real Techniques, and you can kind of separate that. But that's one layer, and I barely put any effort in it. Let me finish both eyes, and I'll show you the finished look. By the way, I always tightline the top, and I use the Victoria Beckham in black. So just so you know, I 99% of the time will tightline the top. Here is a mascara with 2 layers, and I think it is so beautiful. I love the effect. I love how fast it is, and I love the way you take it off. You just need a little bit of warm water and it literally will come off. So this is my new go-to mascara. I love it, and I'm so glad it's out. Also, the whole eye look. I think this palette from Prada, where is it? Right here. I think it's stunning. I'm so glad I went for the deeper one because I think it's a little bit more unique. And again, you don't have to use the kind of sparkly shade over it, but I love it. I think it's so unique. I am curious about the other shades, so I may pick those up during the Sephora sale. or if they're available at my local Sephora, I can kind of swatch them and decide if I want them, but loving that. Okay, moving on to the blushes. These are the new Tower 28 blushes. These are $22, I think. Yes, they're $22. They come in 6 shades, and it is a matte finish, pressed, and it's supposed to really blur the skin. It says here it's the first ever setting blush, combining the benefits of a setting powder with a richly pigmented blush for 12 hours, fade proof color, and blurred skin. And I have to say, when I swatched them in store, I was kind of taken back. You know, I was like, yes, I can see how these are full on blurring and setting powders. So let's swatch the colors. I almost just bought a couple colors, but I thought if I do a dedicated video, you guys probably would enjoy seeing all the swatches. This is how the packaging is. It is tiny. It's not a very big, but I actually really like that. And I like that the colors match the inside, so it's easy for me to pick through multiple ones. And yeah, they're tiny, skinny, nothing fancy. Does it feel cheap? Yes, it does feel cheap, but that's the packaging. It's simple. I saw that Rare Beauty's coming with blushes that look very similar to this, so I'll be curious to compare them, but let's do some swatches. Here are the swatches, and some of them are very pigmented. So let's start from the top. First, we have London Beach Iced Tea. Then we have Culver Crush, Saltel Slushy, Samo Spritzer, Malibu Cooler, and then Feliz Fresca. I feel like it's a good variety. You have some pinks, you have some nudes, some rose. If it wasn't for this video, I would have picked these two probably. Maybe this one. But let's put them on and see. Let's start with the one that I'm most excited about, which is the lightest one, the Long Beach Iced Tea. It is quite pigmented, and it's a very, very matte. So if you're into glowy blushes, this is not it. But I was curious about the setting powder kind of aspect of it. I think I can build this up. I love the color though. It is very much my kind of color. Yeah, that is beautiful. So I built up the color. You can see right here, I love the color. I think it is so beautiful. And it is very matte. So if you like some glowy cheek, this is not for you. This is extremely matte. And it definitely looks like it's blurred and kind of set my cheeks. So I can definitely see what they're meaning by a pressed setting powder slash blush, because it's pretty much set my cheek. I love the color a lot. So this is a yes for me. I'm trying to see if it's a little bit, not patchy, but not as even the color. The glow that you see is from the foundation underneath. I'm using the Lawless foundation, which I'm going to mention in another video or try it on. But my only thing right now is that I feel like right here, I feel like some of the color hasn't been applied even, but it could be the light. No, that fixed it. I just didn't apply enough product there. But yeah, it is very, very smoothing, I would say. So here is the shade Long Beach Iced Tea. On the other side, I am going to take this Culver Crush shade, which is a peachy shade. Again, the packaging isn't great. It's very cheap, and I feel like it's going to snap if I open it too much. But I am using it to clean my brush. Also, there's no mirror, so I don't like that either. Let's see how this color applies. This, again, is a color that it would be very much me. Ooh, I love that color. That is so pretty. And I like how these are softer in the beginning, and then you can absolutely build them up quite a bit. They are very blurring. I have to say that it's one of the more blurring blushes that I've tried lately, but you are giving away that beautiful glow for the smoothness. You can add glow on top of it. Oh, I love that color so much. I feel like this color went on smoother than the other one. Maybe my brush had something on it. Oh, that is a beautiful color. That is a very me color. Here is a color Culver Crush, and it's a beautiful peachy pink shade. It's bright. It's actually beautiful. Here are the shades side by side. You can definitely see that this one's more peachy and this is more kind of nude. They look very blurred for sure, but I personally feel the need to have some glow with this. So I would probably add some glow on top of it, but it is definitely very blurring. Let's move on to this pink shade. This is Malibu Cooler. I think it's a very baby pink, cool tone. And I usually don't love these shades on me, and they never stay cool tone. They always start looking a little bit warmer. Like this one, I feel like it's already pulling a little bit more warm. This isn't the shade that I usually go for, but you can kind of see it right there. It's definitely light. Yeah, this isn't a very flattering shade for me, let's just say that. I'm gonna build it up so you can see the color. In person, it almost looks a little bit ashy on me. This is just not a shade for me, but I know a lot of people love this kind of shade. This is Malibu Cooler. The next shade, look at that. Oh my gosh, this can be an absolute disaster. So we're gonna be very careful. By the way, this shade is Feliz Fresca. I'm gonna be gentle with it. Okay, I think if we're being gentle, we can make this work. I need a fluffier brush for this. This one from Hourglass. This works a little bit better. I mean, you could definitely see that this is more cool tone and this is just more bright. I'm gonna build this up just a little bit. I think it is bright enough, but I really want you to see the undertone side by side. Wow. We are so pink right now, so not my colors, but here you have the shade Feliz Fresca. It is a fuchsia bright pink. I think smoothing is the word for these blushes. They definitely look smoothing, but they also look powdery on the skin. I almost feel like I need some sort of a setting spray so they will look a little bit more glowy. So I feel like if you have dry skin, you're really not gonna like this formula. But anyway, these are the colors, not my go-to. This, especially this one, Malibu Cooler, is very ashy on me, but this one works a little bit better. Feliz Fresca, I would pick this one over them, but here they are side by side. I do think a lot of people will enjoy these pinks. Last two colors, and I think these are both beautiful colors, but we're gonna start with this one, Sawtelle Slushy. I cleaned off my Hourglass powder brush, and I like this powder so much. Okay, I love the color, but it's very, very pigmented. So I'm gonna take some off and slowly add this color. I think what I like about these blushes is that they are pigmented, but you can absolutely sheer them out and then, you know, add more and more. I like that color. I think that's a pretty color. Better than the pink ones. I'm gonna build it up just a little bit more right here on the cheek. Just so you see the color, it is very intense right now. But I like that. That means it'll work for different skin tones pretty well. Here is the shade Sawtelle Slushy. I think this is a pretty shade. Obviously, it's built up quite a bit. You don't have to wear it this intense, but I like the undertone. I think it's a really pretty shade. And then the last shade we're gonna put is Samo Spritzer. This is another shade that I'm excited. I think that this would be a shade that I could use often. Yeah, I already knew, like before I swatched these shades just online, I was like, okay, I want this, this, and this. That is beautiful. I love this color. Just building the shade up a little bit so you can see it on camera better. Ooh, I like this shade a lot. Okay, so that is Samo Spritzer. And I really like this shade. It's not too cool tone, it's not too warm. It's like a beautiful mauve shade. Here are the colors side by side. I love this one. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let me clean up my makeup a little bit because we look a little crazy, and I'll come back and give you my thoughts on it. I cleaned up my makeup and I'm going to do a combo of the blush that I'm going to wear today. I'm going to put first the Long Beach Iced Tea. I don't know why these names are messing with me. I don't think I like the names. I think it's just me because it's hard for me to remember them. I bet everybody knows what the names mean. I just don't. So far, I think this is going to be kind of my go-to shades. It's really pretty. Look at that. It looks so blurred and smooth. This side of my face has a little bit more sunspots, but this one is quite smooth. I like that. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of Samo Spritzer, kind of further back, and take some, make sure I take it off. And just add a little bit of depth. Ooh, I like that combo. That's pretty. Okay, let me give you my thoughts on all these products. First of all, this little lip oil, we already know we like it. I love the formula. I love this color. I think it's beautiful. It's glossy, it's juicy, stunning. The eyeshadow is absolutely stunning, almost surprisingly, because these shades are quite deep and intense, and the fact that I could easily make a look out of it, I think I can still wear these daily. I think it's absolutely stunning. That middle shade, you can intensify it and make it much more bolder, or you can keep it softer like I did, and I don't feel like I'm too kind of done up for the day. I feel very comfortable wearing this. I love this. This will become probably one of those go-to palettes for me. The mascara, absolutely stunning. I mean, I kind of raved about it in my last video. And then the blushes, because I feel like the whole video was kind of around the blushes. So I have thoughts on this. A couple of things. I think they're a little too powdery for my everyday blush. Because of that, I feel the need to reach for like a glowy primer setting spray, and I think combining these will be absolutely stunning. Actually, let's do that, because to me, yes, it's super blurry, but because of that, you have a lot of powder on your skin. Oh, that helped so much. Yeah, I think the sprayer with these blushes, it's almost a must. So let me give you my thoughts. I think there's some incredible things about it, like the blurriness is unreal. But because of that, I feel like I'm putting straight up pressed powder on my cheeks, and I see the powderiness of it, which is why I felt the need to spray a glowy setting spray. So because of that, I think oily skin are gonna love it, but dry skin, you are gonna need to have some glow with this, some moisturizing underneath. Because of the powderiness of it, I also felt like some colors were a little patchy that I had to work, mostly with the pink ones. I felt like they weren't as even on the application. Some of the other ones, like the peachy one, was very, very smooth. So I like these and I don't like them at the same time. If you're looking for a very, very blurred blush, this is it. I don't think I own a blush that's more blurring than this, but with that, like I mentioned, comes the fact that they're more powdery, and you don't have that creaminess, that smoothness that come in other blushes. Like the YSL, I feel like that's just creamier, more velvety. This is powdery. It's interesting because I've seen such rave reviews, at least on my feed. Everybody's raving about these blushes and they're incredible and amazing. And I can see where that comes from because of the blurriness, but you're really getting a lot of powderiness and dryness with this as well. Now, I think my skin looks absolutely incredible right now. It's so blurred. It's so smooth. I'm not saying I'm not liking these, but I am saying that you may want to spray these with something. So if you're looking for a very blurred, smooth powder blush, this is it. This will do the trick. If you are looking for something that melts into your skin and becomes one with your skin, I don't think these are it. I think these will really show on your cheeks. So I do like them. I think these three shades, the Culver Crush, Samo Spritzer, and not that one, the Iced Tea, these three shades, I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. Whenever I feel the need to blur my skin, I will go for these blushes. But I don't know, I feel like I was a little disappointed with the powderiness that came with these because they were so hyped up, and I swear I haven't heard one negative thing about these blushes. So I was a little let down, but I also see the hype because of the blurriness. So I really want to hear your thoughts down below. I think they are something new on the market, and I don't think I have any blushes that are quite like this. So leave me your thoughts down below. Hopefully this video was helpful, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.